All right, welcome to our weekly Nourish Call. My name is Rita. I'm so grateful you're here, and I want to imagine something for a moment. So, right now, inside your brain, billions of tiny cells called neurons are communicating with each other through electrical signals. And every thought you think, every memory you recall, every emotion that you feel is happening because those cells are firing and sending messages. And these cells depend on something very simple: oxygen, nutrients, and energy. So, tonight I want to talk about something powerful: how the way we nourish our bodies helps shape how our brains actually function. So, in other words, your body is constantly rewriting your brain, which is a great thing, a good thing. So, many of us were taught to think of the brain as separate from the body, but the brain is living tissue made up of cells. And those cells depend on nourishment. And you cannot think your way into a better life if the cells that create your thoughts are undernourished. So I like to think of the brain like a garden. The neurons are the plants, the nutrients are the soil, circulation is the water, and the microbiome is the ecosystem. And sleep is when the garden repairs and grows. So, if we want the garden to thrive, we have to nourish the soil. So, the first layer is daily nourishment. And our brain cells need minerals, antioxidants, and plant compounds. So, our greens and our superfoods are like the fertile soil for the brain garden, and they provide those minerals for nerve signaling, antioxidants for cellular protection, and nourishment that supports our daily energy. So, your brain is only about 2% of your body weight, but it uses about 20% of the body's oxygen and energy. And that means that circulation matters. So imagine that your brain is like a city. The cells are the homes and the buildings, the blood vessels are the roads and the highways. And every second, nutrients and oxygen travel through those highways to feed the brain cells. So if those roads become damaged or congested or full of traffic, the city doesn't function well. So, this is why nutrition science has been so interested in dark berries. And berries contain phytonutrients that may support circulation, protection, and overall brain health and functioning. So, our dark berry protein includes blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, acai berries, acai, pomegranate, cranberries, and lion's mane, which supports those healthy brain pathways, as well as ginkgo biloba, one of my favorites, which supports that circulation to the brain. So, dark berry protein isn't just protein, it's actually phytonutrient rich nutrition for your brain. And healthy circulation keeps the roads to the brain open. And if circulation keeps the roads open, then amino acids are the construction crew of the body. They help support tissue repair, metabolic efficiency, and cellular rebuilding, which isn't it amazing that our body is constantly regenerating and rebuilding every part of our body? So, aminos help to rebuild the structures that keep the body functioning well, or the structure that actually creates the function. And another powerful connection in the body is the gut brain axis. So the gut and the brain communicate constantly through the nervous system, through immune signaling and neurotransmitters. And up to 90% of serotonin is produced in our gut. So, biomedic helps to support that microbial balance, which helps that cellular communication, helps gut lining integrity and healthy digestion. And supporting the gut microbiome supports the signals that travel between the gut and the brain, impacting mood, hormones, everything else. And our brain cells also require energy at the cellular level. So, Revive It All supports this through the L-carnitine, and that supports our mitochondrial energy, our cellular energy. The alpha lipoic acid supports our antioxidant protection. We have our ginkgo to support that circulation and that clarity. And healthy mitochondria help not only brain cells, also every cell in the body, but they help the cells to function and function efficiently. And then the brain, it does its deepest work and repair during sleep. So during sleep, the brain cleans up and clears metabolic waste. It consolidates memory, regulates hormones, restores the nervous system. And sleep nightly includes some of my favorite plant heroes: reishi, ashwagandha, passion flower, chamomile, tart cherry. And this blend supports the body's natural ability to unwind and restore overnight. So, sleep is when the brain integrates the life that you have lived that day. Super crucial, super important. So, transformation does not come from one big change, it comes from daily nourishment that supports the cells that create your life experience. And you cannot think your way into a better life if the cells that create your thoughts are undernourished. So, I want to share a really short story on Revive It All. Many of you know I had a pretty intense car accident when I was 19. And directly afterwards, I had such a hard time with memory, understanding words. Like maybe some of you have seen Charlie Brown, where the teacher is in the front going, wah, 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 wah. That is what words sounded like to me. And so I would look at people and just be like, are they speaking English? And then facial recognition was really hard. So even someone that I knew, people that I knew really well, I couldn't understand how I knew them or where I knew them from, right? And so I worked on that and that dramatically improved. But it wasn't until I introduced Revive It All years later that things that seemed unnecessarily hard, that used to be easy, those became easy again. Those neural pathways, they reconnected. And things became fluid and easy and fun again. So that's just my short and sweet story on Revive It All. And I want to open up the floor to our community. If you have any experiences with these superfoods, maybe they've given you clarity or presence or less brain fog, whatever it may be for you, anything, please share. The space is for you. Shelby.
Hello. Yeah, I could talk on this topic like all day, but taking it back to the very opening of this, you were talking about how the brain influences the body and the body influences the mind. And as my massage practice is body mind connection, and we named it that specifically because the way we think influences how we feel, and how we feel influences how we think. And there's this middleman, which is our nutrition, which is just really pulling more strings than we realize and controls so much more than we realize. And I think the more we get curious about our body and how it works, the more reverence we can have for this human condition and be so much more deeply connected to the experiences we're having and how we can positively influence them. And so for me, and you spoke about dark berry protein, you spoke about pineal clear. These are two products that are a staple in our home. But I have been doing the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Program with the half power shake and half dark berry for the last year and a half consistently. And I'm also a mama, and my brain has never been like faster, sharper, clearer. Before I even got started on this journey, I had kind of reached a point where I was like, is this it in my health? I thought I was doing all the things. I was eating organic and I was hydrated and I was active, but I had really thick brain fog and memory issues and just my focus. And I was like, oh, it just must be me. My energy was always fluctuating. And I thought, it's just motherhood. But we are not meant to feel that way. And so it really does come down to the healthier and cleaner our gut is, the more vibrant and alive our mind can be. And those two, they are the twins. They are working in a cohesive relationship all the time. And it really just starts with how deeply nourished they can be so we can get the most out of this life experience. And for me, it just gets better and better. Consistency is your best friend on this journey. And those inputs are just wonderful. And I will also add Pineal Clear, the bitters in it are just my favorite. I love to just take it straight. So it's a powerhouse and wonderful for detoxifying the pineal gland as well, which I think is just a wonderful boost for that. So that's my share. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I love the word reverence you used. It's so true. Just the reverence that actually comes when we really take good care of ourselves and we put this beautiful living food in our bodies, and our appreciation for life just expands and grows. So, yeah, so much of what you shared. And those bitters, right? Such medicine. Bitters are amazing for our whole system. They're astringent, they clean up the lymphatic system, they support the liver, all these different things, right? So beautiful, beautiful share and consistency. And mom brain, right? That's a real thing. So hormone balance, gut support, all of it necessary. Thank you, Shelby. I love it.
Yeah, I'll jump in here. Great call, Rita. I love how you zero in on the science of things, but science is actually nature. So it's fun to see the different approaches of how we can become more informed about ourselves. To speak to the mental acuity piece, absolutely, hands down. I started the entry box of nutrition. Shelby referenced the ULT, short for Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, and that is not dramatic wording. It's true. For me, it was self care in a box. I have two young kids, and I've got great energy just in my spirit, but I was kind of going through my days with a lot of depletion and just functioning at, this is enough. And what happened is when that came into the mix, it just made my upkeep easier. And what I noticed, Shelby spoke to it as well, is like, man, I'm sharper, but it's not even the sharpness. It's just I am like breaking through limiting belief systems, ceilings that I maybe have put on myself, or if it's a society thing or a lineage from family, like no longer picking up baggage that's not mine and shedding the stuff that was weighing me down.
Woo!
So right, the
Woo!
logistics of just it's functionally a smart move. It's good math. It's good money spent because the money spent goes to support regenerative farming and agriculture. This was all stuff that wasn't on my radar anymore. And I'm so just passionate about it, not only for myself and my own learning and empowerment, but for what we're leaving for our children.
Mm.
Legacy is everything. So my time and my money and my value, my energy is spent not only with what I'm doing in the moment, but what I'm building for the future coming behind me, or, what we're passing on. So I can't say enough amazing things. I just love that you touched in on the serotonin being in the gut microbiome. There was all this stuff. Life is real busy. And so when we actually took the time to slow down and have reverence with ourselves and pay attention, we can work very simply and smartly. Big,
Mhm.
big results. Thanks.
Oh, I love that, Allison. And a couple things I also heard from you is just congruence and coherence, for myself as well. Just something that's a win-win-win for the people, the planet, ourselves, our kids, future, like, yes, I love that. And the identity shift, that is so real. That is real. So that is neuroplasticity in action, right? So we're literally remapping our body with nutrition, the highest quality nutrition, which remaps our brain. and our identity and our beliefs and our thoughts and all the things. So thank you for bringing that piece in. Beautiful. Thanks. Thanks for the share. Brian, I see you. So good to see you.
Hello, ladies. I'm sorry if you hear some noise. I'm on my walk. I'm just listening because I'm trying to get reacclimated with this whole system. I stockpiled some things, but I also want to be utilizing them and, just being consistent. I love what Shelby and Allison said in terms of consistency. That's one thing I haven't been. And I've encountered some health challenges, and I am of the full belief that I stopped focusing on my body, exercise, nutrition, and then when you stop doing that, your body or the symptoms scream out to you, and that's what's happening to me. So just listening, just happy to be on the call, and I heard that ULT in a box, so I want, and I know we've gone this route before, Rita, I'm sure, but I want to reacquaint myself with that for sure.
Congrats. Way to be here. I'm so happy you're here. That's what this space is about, right? Is this community, this connection, cheering each other on and building that consistency together. So I see you on your walk. Way to go. I love it. I love it.
Starting where I'm at, blooming where I'm planted, because I've been a big, proponent of, oh, well, everything has to be right and I have to be in this place to start back and do this and that. But I stopped challenging myself, and this is where we are with our health and wellness relationship for me. So thank you for continuing to invite me to these spaces, even
Yeah.
though I haven't been focused.
Yes, you're so welcome. I love that you're here. Blooming where I'm planted. Yes, yes to that, right? Miss
Yeah, I,
Karen, I
I
see
love it.
you.
I love it. You know I do. I love everything that everyone said. I resonate with everything that everyone has said. And blooming where I'm planted. I love that as well. That is just, and that's where I am as well. That's what I am doing. And it's kind of scary, okay?
Hmm.
Because, you know, I thought it only took 28 days to actually, create a habit. But my coach Rita says it takes 90 days, and it's so true. So I'm about with ultimate lifestyle transformation. I think I'm like, I don't know, maybe 75 days or more into it. It is a little bit more. And the other day, I tried to go backwards and do something that I used to do. It's some kind of international coffee, and it has cream, it has stuff in it that you really don't need. Okay.
Yeah.
I would drink that all the time, but I have during this some odd days, I have not touched it. Right. And then these cookies that are yummy. Okay. I decided that I was going to get my international coffee and my cookies and watch my favorite show. I could barely get through this much of the international coffee and the cookie. And believe it or not, my stomach,
It started
I'm
what?
like, whoa, my stomach started to act up.
Oh, uh-huh.
I said, this is scary. I'm trying to be bad and I can't even be bad.
Oh my gosh,
I,
yes.
I had to throw it away. I had to throw my international coffee away. And I did not finish those cookies. And I'm like, wow, this is transformation. I it almost made me in tears. Now I'm being transformed for my eyes, and I'm like, who is this? It's this person, but I love it so much. I will never be without this. As long as you all are providing it, I'm going to be right here with you guys because it truly has transformed my life. And thank you so much. I love you so much for introducing me
Mm.
to this. And I love each and every one of you. I hear your journeys. It's so inspirational to me. Everything you say is so inspirational. And hey, we're going to do this together. We're going to persevere and be consistent, and we're going to do it. And if we happen to go back, we'll get back on our go. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, oh, you just bring tears to my eyes and a smile to my face. I love you so much. And And I would say sorry, but I'm not sorry, right? Sorry, but not sorry. I
Right. Exactly.
love it, right? And change can be disruptive, right? Because those can be habits we've had for a lifetime. And holy smokes, who are we now all of a sudden without them, right? There's so much that comes with that.
Yeah. May I add
As
something else?
yes,
I just
please.
thought about it. Had some things going on. My husband was in a horrific accident yesterday. My best friend's mother passed away, so I had to. No one got hurt in that accident, by the way, just
Thank
bumps and
goodness.
scrapes. Thank God. Truck is totaled, but that's okay. That can be replaced. And my one of my best friends, her mother passed away, so I had to meet them at the funeral home to help with, getting all the arrangements together. And anytime I go through vicissitudes of life, I'll say,
Mhm.
my go-to is to go get some food.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I drove to the place where I was going to go get that food. I pulled up and I said, and I couldn't go in. I
Mhm.
could not go in and get the bad food. So I turned around and I went home. I was, wow, here we go again. I can't even be bad when I want to be bad.
I know. I love that statement. I can't even be bad when I'm trying to be bad. That is so true. And something that speaks to me at a cellular level. And it's not even, it's more, it's something that has to be experienced, can't even really be talked about. But it's like self-respect, self-love at a cellular level. That's so deep that it's like, yeah, you're reprogrammed, making different choices. And I love it. It's so beautiful. Mm. Thank you. And I'm so
Yeah.
glad everybody's okay. Yeah.
What was that last part, Rita? Say that
Oh, and
again.
I said, I'm so glad everybody's okay. And sorry to hear
Oh, yeah.
about that,
There was a
life.
4-month-old baby in the other car. No, not a scratch on the baby. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God.
Oh,
But not a scratch on that baby. The
oh,
older
God.
kid had a blood on his head, but they're all going to be okay.
Oh,
All going to
thank
be okay. Thank you.
goodness. Thank goodness. I know we just can't take
Yes.
anything for granted. Oh my gosh. Prayers to
Mm,
your husband, those
thank you.
everyone, those little kids.
Thank you.
Mm.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I love you all. I love you all so much. And I just want to close with a couple of thoughts here. So if the brain is a garden, nutrients are the soil, circulation is the water, hydrate. The microbiome is the ecosystem. The amino acids rebuild the structure, and we can rebuild. We can rebuild our bodies. We can rebuild our brains. We can rebuild our identities and our lives in a completely new, blooming way, right? And sleep is when that garden repairs. So when we nourish the body daily, the brain begins to change. And when the brain changes, the way we experience life changes. And that's everything, right? So if you're curious, if you're here and you're a guest and you're curious about taking a first steps towards supporting your brain or your energy or your digestion and your sleep, the Daily Core 4 is wonderful daily maintenance. And it's designed to nourish the body while you can continue living your life um, at a more peak level, a life with more enjoyment. So it's not just about fueling the body, it's about creating the conditions for your mind and your energy and your life to flourish. So thank you all for being here. We have this call every single week. And if someone did invite you as a guest, please get back with them. We also have a 60-second quiz that can help you identify the next best step for you. If you're already in your transformation or if you're brand new, what would be a great place to start? So we will see you next week. We love you all and we'll stay connected through our community. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing your voices and for being here.
Thank you. Be back. See you guys later.
Yeah.
Great call. Good to
Love
see you.
you.
Bye
See you
bye.
Love
all.
After
ya.
call.
Say hi,
Yes.
Rita, Allison.
Yeah.
Hey, Palin.
Hi. Yeah, and
Lovely to
then
see
two
you.
new friends,
Bye, Helen.
new to me.
Yay. Hi.
Okay.
Great to see you. Love you.
Yeah, good
See
to see
you.
you. Yep. Bye.